So I'm back in one of my favourite places to be again, a Silver Shadow. It is running, although it's very difficult to tell because it is, as it should be, extremely quiet. Aerial goes on the button. 2, 3 hours. How appropriate. It's an amazing place to be. If you've never driven a Shadow, you mustn't think that these are the poor man's Rolls, because when you're in it, they most certainly are not. This is probably the first Rolls that was essentially produced predominantly as a self-drive car. And although many of them were chauffeur driven, a lot of people bought these to drive them themselves. And I get that they're so usable. They are, whilst they are incredibly luxurious, you don't feel like you're in a massive cabin. You don't feel like it's a big sort of cumbersome car to drive. You know, they're actually surprisingly nimble. If you get one like this where there is no play in the steering and the brakes are sharp and the suspension's good and it's running on all eights, they are an absolute joy to drive. And I'm actually, once again, completely talking myself out of selling a car. I mean, I just can't think of any other car that I enjoy driving as much as I enjoy driving this. I'm very lucky that I have had some incredibly fast cars, well-handling cars, luxurious cars, unusual cars, but there's always something about a Rolls that kind of gets me. I don't know if it's a bit of a nostalgia thing because my dad lived. I'm a car dealer's daughter, and throughout my entire life, the only car we ever had that wasn't for sale was a Rolls. It was a Cloud 3 Continental drophead Chinese eye. There is no car that puts a smile on my face quite the same as driving this one. And I think they're having a moment. You know, the prices are coming up quite rightly for good ones. You can still put some rotten ones up, and there's all the usual things to look out for. Sills and arches rot. Brakes tend to need quite a lot of recommissioning if they haven't been looked after and regularly serviced. The suspension can be problematic to get back to base and get some work done. I can't beat this car. In fact, it's not for sale anymore.